Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Jamari, also known as Morphin Phenomenon, and welcome back to another episode of the Mighty Morphin Powered Podcast. I'm here with my boy Jeff,
Hey,
and we're gonna get to work. First, let me just say that it is currently 3:09 in the morning, thanks to daylight savings. And but we're gonna forget that. We still gonna get this video out, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna talk about Beast Morphers, episodes 1 and 2. So, first off, what did you notice or like about episode 1?
what I noticed was that obviously just Power Rangers in general is a well-known thing throughout
Mm-hmm.
like the city and just I guess the whole world in this new Hasbro era. Just
Mm-hmm.
from the name drops of Rita, Galvanax, and Sledge, and that was just pretty awesome to me. And then obviously I love the family ties with Devin's dad, and then Robbie's mom being the commander. And as well as just like supporting characters, I think it's just gonna make for an interesting season with like Blaze and Roxy, as well as Nate, who like already seems kind of like a Billy slash like Cam mix.
Mm-hmm.
And then what about you?
Um, I said a lot of the things you said I can agree with. Like, I like the whole, you have two of the core Rangers have like family ties, and you have like Zoe, who I already love a lot, who's like that underdog, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
She worked for the Grid Battle Force laundry department. You know what I'm saying? She was a cadet at first, but then got cut for reasons we don't know. But we just know that she got cut. And
Right.
now she's Beast Morphers Yellow, you know what I'm saying? Which is pretty cool. I like Blaze, although, the whole Blaze, he's a racist joke. Uh,
Oh yeah.
Blaze, Blaze is pretty cool. I like Roxy. I like the whole relationship thing on her and Ravi. I like that. That's pretty cool. And that'll be interesting going down. Matter of fact, I think next episode, I think they said Evil Roxy stops, like, or like saves Ravi or something. So that'll be interesting.
Okay.
Uh, I like the other supporting characters, but the comedic duo is not it for me. It's not it for me from both episodes. And we didn't even get to episode 2 yet. It's just that,
Hmm.
I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just the jokes. They're not telling fart jokes like Victor and Monty, but it's just something about them that's just throwing me off. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say they're worse than Victor and Monty, because Victor and Monty was pretty bad. But
I
it's
don't know.
just, they were pretty cringe to me episode 2.
Hmm. Definitely. And it's hard to just like you kind of expect what they're gonna say or do, as opposed to like, for example, like people like Bulk and Skull, they were always just up to something new each episode. You know what I mean? And then
Exactly.
as they progress, like even in space, they were working with like that professor. Like you would
Right.
have never saw that happen. But yeah, with like what are their names? It's Ben and Betty, right?
Yeah.
You kind of you already know that they're like brother and sister, and then they're security guards. But what it kind of seems like is, and we can kind of like fall into episode 2 for a quick second. But
Mhm.
like when the commander said, "Oh yeah, like Ben and Betty worked in security, but I kind of let them just like move around wherever I think is suitable." So that kind of gives me like an idea that they might have like a bigger role going forward, and it might just make them more serious, or like I don't know, maybe they'll just develop as characters, and it won't be so much of like what we're saying right now.
Mhm. Uh, I think if we're gonna hop into episode 2, at the moment, that I liked when they on the battle scene where they helped Devin, you know what I'm saying, when he was frozen, and we're gonna get into the weaknesses.
Hmm.
But like when he helped Devin, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But the rest of the episode, I was like, oh my god. Like, bro, I was trying my best. Like, these, man, I'm trying to be optimistic about
Yeah.
these two, and each, like, I hope they get better, but the comedic duo for me so far, it's just not hitting. Now, other people like them, yeah, other people like different seasons from me. You know what I'm saying? We all have and all share different opinions, but they're just not working for me at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So,
Just by like how like the season is already developing and like the pace of it, it just kind of seems like we'll go from the Rangers quickly learning about their new powers and stuff like that, and then they'll kind of just jump in there,
right.
like out of key kind of thing. Like you can still have comedic reliefs, obviously, but maybe you just kind of like shift them in a different way or like a different part of the episode. I don't know.
Exactly. Like, another thing I'll talk on is that the first morphin sequence was good, but when I noticed like that little pause, and I don't know if you noticed it, but like when they said it's morphin time, and they took like that little pause, that low key threw the morphin sequence off for me. It was still beautiful regardless,
Mm-hmm.
but like they said it's morphin time, and it was like a little pause. And like
Yeah, yeah,
Zoe and Robbie like were right there, and then it took Devin like an extra like 5 seconds to like step up and be there with them. I'm like,
yeah. I
huh?
I don't
I was
know if
like,
that was just like because
the
uh
yeah, the competition they were
yeah,
having in two.
and Devin wasn't like necessarily they kept making it to where Devin was kind of like out of the spotlight, but it was to show that like he was just taking care of business and they weren't, and he wasn't like fighting like they were.
Exactly.
But yeah, that moment did throw me off. But I saw that also in like the preview before the episode, so that started to
Right.
like build in my head on like why they even did that.
Right. I was like, huh?
It was weird
And
though. But you can kind
uh,
of expect going forward now that like they've officially named him leader that like he'll just literally be leading that from now on.
right. But I'll say that Devin has shown flashes, and I tweeted it earlier that Devin has shown flashes of a good leader so far, and we're only in episode 2. That's
Yeah.
his strength. Obviously, his weakness, and we're gonna get into talking about weaknesses, is, bruh, that who. This is the only problem I have with Beast Morphers right now. Who in the absolute hell thought that, oh, just because, and I know that Nate gave a whole scientific explanation about this. His Devin's weakness is literally staring at dogs. He looks at a dog, he freezes. Why? Like, who thought this was a good idea?
Honestly, like first glimpse, I thought like I was literally thinking in my head like, you know what? Maybe like he had a dog and like something bad happened, and like it's just kind of like a memory more than anything else. But then
Yeah,
like Nate explained it, and I was just kind of like, well, I mean, he threw in like the Evox virus, so I guess it kind of makes sense because like he what's it called? The virus was there whenever like they were fusing with the Morphex. So like literally that makes sense. But then yeah, at the same time like mid battle, literally he saw a dog and like he froze up. It was just weird.
like, it was pretty laughable. It was pretty corny. But Devin was low-key still the star of the episode.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
That was the thing. Like, last episode, like, I wouldn't say, like, the first episode there was a definite star. But like this episode, even with having the most cringe weakness, Devin was still the star. You know what I'm saying? And the introduction, my favorite part of the episode, not including the Rangers, was the introduction of the Beast Bots
Oh
and
yeah.
having it confirmed that Kelson was Cruz. Because I remember months ago, many months ago, when Kelson took pictures with the Beast Morphers cast.
That's
And
right. He was taking he's been posting pictures just like left and right too.
right, and I was like, Kelson for one of the Beast bots? I didn't say which one specifically. I said Calcium for one of the Beast bots. And somebody was like, nah, it'll never happen. I think he's done with Power Rangers. I'm like, we all said that years ago, and he came back season after season. He took role after role. He was, I forgot the little fly thing, the fly name in Jungle Fury. He was Phineas, right after Boom, so he became Mick.
Yeah.
Like, he's just been role after role after role. So when they didn't officially say he was Cruz until during the episode. And I was like, yo, my man's Kelson. And I was like, honestly, in my opinion, Kelson is a top 3 Power Ranger actor who isn't a Power Ranger.
Yup.
In my opinion. Like, Kelson, that dude he put on role after role after role. He's done, like, bro, he went from being a dude who worked at a database, who had dreams of being a ranger, to a goblin / elf that lives in a forest.
And that was like a totally different character, like his
Totally
voice,
different.
everything.
Then he went to being a bug. Like, come on, man. Dude's a legend. That man's a legend. You know what I'm saying? So I immediately knew off rip I was going to love Cruz. And let's talk about that Megazord. When they first showed the Racer Zord for Devin.
Yeah.
And it reminded me of Go Busters, but even better. I was like, yo, like the Zord, like little building, like went down, and then like the Zord, it was like a little like supporting like bridge for like the Zord, the Racer Zord, and it went up. And it started driving. I was like, yo, okay, that's tough. That's tough. I'm not gonna lie, that's tough. But I'd say the weaknesses, it certainly shows that something that hasn't been shown in Power Rangers, I think, for a while, that the Rangers do have limits, and they have certain things they can't cross or certain things they can't do.
Mm-hmm.
But man, Davin freezes when he looks at dogs.
Yeah, like
themed season. Come on, dog. Y'all could have thought of something better than that.
because like Robbie's made sense with the whole gorilla overheating thing.
Because
if I
it,
understand correctly, that's straight from
yeah.
Go Busters also.
Right. Like
Okay.
with Robbie's it made a lot of sense because Ryuji from Go Busters, his weakness was also overheating. So I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Y'all could have kind of switched it up a little.
And that can literally be like life-threatening too. Like that just made the stakes so much higher.
Right.
And
like Ryuji overheated,
like
he would die. So that's kind of like, I don't know if they would go that far with Power Rangers. I think, like, honestly, I think if Robbie overheats, possibly he could lose his powers, the Beast DNA, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I don't think they would go as far as like killing a Ranger, especially in this generation. I don't think they go that far.
I was thinking that earlier. I was like, would they even make that risk ever again? Because, I mean, those do turn out to be some of the best seasons, but still.
Like, it has some good storytelling behind it, too.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to develop that character super heavy.
Right.
I mean, with Time Force, they kind of did it backwards if you think about it. They killed Alex off from the jump, and then you learned about him all the way through.
Right. But speaking on character development, I think I tweeted this earlier too. With the whole leader thing, they should have let that last like a few more episodes. You know, because you actually see how hard that the Rangers, the core Rangers, would actually work to try to get that leader role. Like, we obviously know who was going to become the leader, and that's Devin because he's the Red Ranger. I mean, what season the Red Ranger isn't the leader unless you're talking about Time Force.
Right.
He just became the leader later in the season. So, anyways, like, I think, like you told me earlier, how they should like make him question his leadership. You know what I'm saying? Make him like go into that state of like, man, am I really a leader?
Yeah.
Like have like Blaze like wax him like really bad, like really really bad.
Which I feel like is gonna happen at one point, to be honest.
Just have Blaze wax this man, like absolutely destroy him and have him like mentally and physically messed up. Like I don't even think I can beat a Red Ranger no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let that happen. And then obviously have him come back. You know what I'm saying? He beats Blaze and he gets his confidence back. Like, that would be pretty cool to see. But that's only like our thoughts right now. I hope it happens.
Definitely.
But we haven't seen the full Megazord, but based from like the simple Racezord, Megazord forms, they look pretty good. I like them. The Cheetah Blaster, I've been a fan of it since I first seen it.
I really like how they can teleport their weapons and everything too.
Right, that was a part of Go Busters. I was talking about. I hope they brought to Beast Morphers. Like they tapped a little grid battle force sign on like the strap.
Mm-hmm.
And be like transport, and like the weapons, the beast, X Saber will like transport. Like that's pretty cool too, because it shows the amount of tech they like actually are using in this season. To be honest, and in a tech themed season, you need to show a lot of tech off. So that's pretty cool. I think also a weak point. People are saying that a weak point is the whole thing with like the weaknesses. Like they said, what if the weaknesses come at like a very wrong time? And I was like, like say for instance, like they're in a fight. I'm just gonna use Devin because Devin's is just absolutely ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Say Devin is about to win a fight, and say a little dog just runs past, and he just so happens to take a little glance, and he just freezes. What are you gonna do? Or like say for instance they're in a Megazord battle, just like the episode earlier, takes a glance at a billboard with a dog on it. He freezes in the middle of doing an attack. Leaves him vulnerable and could be potentially mission failed. More Morph X is being stolen by Blaze, Roxy and Scrozzle, and yeah, like I don't know. Just once again, that weakness is just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. They could have thought of something better. Honestly, he could have been the one with the overheating. He's the one with the cheetah speed. He should have been the one with the overheating.
That would make way more sense. And yeah, like, I don't know. Zoe's is literally she runs out of energy, which is also pretty logical.
Right, but she runs out of energy too fast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, huh? I mean, you can't, like, stay morphed up long, and that's always been the thing. But basically with her is when she, like, goes, like, use her attacks, she can't use too much energy, or if she does, immediately she demorphs. And she's basically out. Cold. So, I like how they have the things that, you know, like, negate the weaknesses and like heal the ranges, like how with Zoe. Obviously, that her animal DNA inside of her is a jackrabbit. She eats some carrots and she's back to normal. That's pretty cool. But let's talk about Scrozzle. Scrozzle is an original villain. He wasn't in Go Busters, and this is one specific guy in Power Rangers Twitter who was like, Scrozzle's awful. Like, Scrozzle is bad. I can tell this is why we don't deserve or need original villains. First of all, this is his first episode. Like, I had to tell people this with, like, when people said, Robbie sucks. Devin's a trash Red Ranger. Like, bro, this is the first episode. Do you honestly think they'd come out and be straight on Tommy Oliver tier on the first episode?
And that's really how they, like, rate them, too.
That's how everybody rates, and I've realized that, too, speaking on that. That's how everybody rates every Ranger. They compare them to Tommy, the greats like Tommy, TJ. If you're African American Ranger, male Ranger, they're gonna immediately compare you to TJ. And I'm like, bro, not everybody is Tommy Oliver. Not everybody's TJ Johnson. So, and also, like, it's the first episode. You gotta let the character develop. Let it simmer down. You know what I'm saying? You can't just immediately, oh, this guy sucks. This guy stinks. Because they didn't, like, appeal to you. No. Scrozzle was pretty good, I'll say. You know what I'm saying? He's basically the side of, he's basically like a side, like, robot, Tron, whatever you want to call it, in Evox, who wants to obviously help Evox get back to his form by stealing Morph X. And Morph X, I needed more like feeling or like definition of what Morph X truly is. But I know that it's really powerful. And I don't know. It's just with like the whole thing with you seen how much Morph X they took.
Yeah.
And he was like, this isn't enough to bring back Evox. I know it's not enough. This man had like almost like half a gallon. And like that container, like, this isn't enough. Then how much is enough?
Right. And it was enough to like bring up his monster or whatever, or make him like into a large like monster.
Yes, just supersize him.
But I don't know. Evox did say he wanted to take over like the whole morphing grid, so I'm
right.
Just
he needs a lot.
Yeah.
But I was talking with this one guy, and he was like, I hope sometime within Beast Morphers that we'll get to see them travel to the cyber dimension. And I was like, we will. Probably towards the end of the season. Like, obviously, like, Nate puts together, like, some portal traveling thing. Or, if you want to be going another route, have that dimensional remote thing Wes had.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the way. Or, like, Nate just creates some portal strong enough to withhold all the Rangers traveling there. And I don't think that, honestly, that wouldn't happen until, like, the end of the season. You know? That wouldn't happen until the very end of the season. So, that probably wouldn't happen until you have the fight with, like, Evox and the Rangers, honestly. And by then, Nate might be the Gold Ranger by then.
Yeah.
So, my thoughts.
The thing I'm excited for is to see how that's going to develop.
Yeah. All right. So, my question is to you, what do you think about the mayor and the commander? And how would you think the mayor would react when he finds out that his son is the Red Ranger?
So, I want to say that, he'll be... Because he was already kind of mad with him, like, going into episode 1, about always on video games and not getting his head straight. And then even like when he popped up with him in that limo, and then he doesn't even know that he snuck in.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he wants him to be serious about something, and him being a Power Ranger, and the mayor even like signing off on the whole Morphex thing, and like he was serious about it whenever he was talking to Nate. He was like, like I said, with the whole Rita Repulsa line and all that stuff, letting him
Mm-hmm.
know. So it might be mixed feelings with him. It's just kind of like, all right, son, like I'm proud of you, but like take it serious. And it could be sort of like Victor Stone and his dad, to
Right.
where like his dad like supports it and everything, but he kind of tries to like overshadow it as well, like takes his own control.
Right.
So that'll be interesting. And then as for the commander, just from episode 2 this morning, uh, whenever he was all cocky about, oh, I mean, she's obviously gonna name me the leader, like I'm the only one with training, and like she's my mom, but she seemed pretty straightforward that like she helped pioneer this whole Power Ranger program and like the Beast Morphers and all that, and she's
Right.
just like obviously head of command, and so she's willing to like make any type of decision that she feels is like the best one, regardless of like her son and all that. And like she even was straight up with Devin about it, but she didn't even have to answer the question because like Ravi and Zoe were like, no, yeah, we're definitely not the ones. It needs to be him.
Like we all knew that Devin was going to be the leader anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I like how the commander she didn't play no favorites. Like she knows Ravi is easily the most experienced, and she knows that that's her son, and she knows that Zoe knows the whole building due to her like being like, I think, was she head of the laundry department? She works for the laundry department, and her being a former cadet, that she has some type of training, and that she also, like, you know what I'm saying, knows the building.
Yeah.
But like she's seen Devin and seen also along with them like saying that he should be the leader. She also like seen how he handled the team perfectly when they were arguing, like, and got them to stop immediately. He didn't take no minutes. He said, "Guys, we should stop fighting. That y'all should stop fighting. Like this only gonna make the situation worse." Like you
Mm-hmm.
could see her listening, and she was like nodding her head. And, Like so, I think pretty much even if they didn't like push like Devin up there, she would have picked him anyways. Even
Yeah.
if the whole old wasn't Red isn't the leader, she would have picked Devin anyways because Devin clearly deserved it.
I agree. And what was I gonna say? Um, shit. What was I gonna say? Oh, and right. Whenever Ravi and Zoe were like on those beds or whatever, and the first thing Devin said was like they need to rest, or it was something like that. Like while they're resting, like I want to go and look over all this stuff again, blah blah blah. And she is, yeah, like you said, she has nodded her head, and like he went straight back to the lab or whatever. And you could tell that like just from that alone also impressed her.
Right, like Devin, this is like his second day on duty. Like, you know what I'm saying, he's already like psyched into the whole I'm a ranger. I might as well learn what to do. You know what I'm saying, how to be a ranger. So and he like took it serious with the whole I'm gonna go do my research on this. And she like, I mean, he already had the nod of approval 2 episodes in.
Mm.
So that was pretty cool to see
And
that she trusts him this much already.
right. And she knows that he's the mayor's son now as well. So I'm sure that kind of like gives him some leeway as well.
Right.
And probably whenever his dad does find out, she'll be able to like talk to him as well and be like, no, he's like the perfect leader choice, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
Right. She's
She'll
like,
vouch for him.
right, like his defender, basically. Whenever like he's like, no, take that morpher off your wrist right now. Like she'll be like the number one like person ready to defend him and all. Like this can be the thing that helps him take life seriously. You know, takes his attention away from the gaming and all that, and all that good stuff. Like I want to see how long it actually takes for Blaze and Roxy to wake up. Because remember, we are getting a super Beast Morphers. So they could possibly not wake up this season. Or, as I was thinking, the Rangers would come extremely close to getting them, you know what I'm saying, lose those avatars and wake up. And Evox throws like a curveball. And they have to wait all the way to possibly mid-end of next season. But Blaze, my opinion on Blaze is pretty cool. That eyeliner, bruh, they put on him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like,
That
I
gets
don't know
me every
how.
time. But,
Like, I'm like, what? This man about to put the helmet on. All you see is eyeliner, like a small little bit of eyeliner. You're like, what? Okay, I mean, okay. Uh, then, well, like, Blaze is that he immediately sparked a rivalry with Devin. Like, I'm the better Red Ranger. Like, so, like, I want to see where that rivalry takes them. Because I think, honestly, the last semi-decent Power Rangers rivalry we've gotten was Jaden and Decker. You know what I mean? Because it brought the best out of both. Like, that's what a good rivalry in Power Rangers should do. You know what I'm saying? It brings the best out of both the Ranger and the enemy, or both the Ranger and the other Ranger. It supposed to bring the best out of them. And you know what I'm saying? Some of Jaden's best moments were literally fighting Decker. Like the whole scene where they fighting around Ring of Fire and Jaden's losing oxygen and Jaden defeats Decker, like, while he's losing oxygen. That was pretty cool. So, like, moments, like, climatic moments, like, big moments. Let's see what else. Like, say, for instance, I want Blaze to, like, really injure. Say, for instance, like, he injures a Ranger. Let's say Zoe. Say he injures Zoe, and that, like, puts, like, a whole, like, fuel into Devin. Like, all right, I gotta defeat this guy. You know what I'm saying? I gotta defeat this guy. So, like, have him, like, I think, in my opinion, the way it's going so far, this will be a good rivalry. And I want to see where they lead this, because this can go in a bunch of directions.
definitely.
So,
Because, yeah, like, most seasons, whenever you start off with Evil Rangers, obviously they eventually defeat them or, like, unbrainwash them, whatever, and then they join with the Ranger team. And a good example for that was Ninja Storm with the Thunder Rangers, because, like we were saying, like, a couple weeks ago, they were completely ruthless, and they just completely washed through the Ninja Storm Rangers to the point...
They made the Ninja Storm Rangers look awful, to the point where Shane was like, oh my God, thank God you're on our team now. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So, I like the concept of starting off with Evil Rangers too, not waiting to bring them in. Like, I like how it started off with Blaze, you know what I'm saying, being the Evil Ranger. But yeah, I think
Blaze and Roxy the avatars were made, like, right in front of them too. Like, the Rangers literally got their powers, or were pretty much about to become Rangers, and then they saw them, like, right in front of their eyes, and they just immediately knew, like, all right, well, we don't know what these are, but we got to fight them. And then it just kind of carried on from there.
Right. Like, so would you say that we got two back-to-back good episodes, or episode two was a less, you know what I'm saying, not as good as one?
I can say that we got two good back-to-back episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah, as far as development goes, like, it's definitely going in the upward direction with everything. You're
Right.
learning more each week. They're revealing more at a good pace. Just besides, like, yeah, like we were saying, just the whole leadership thing. Like, if they were going to make that a thing at the beginning of the episode, you would kind of assume that they wouldn't solve it at the very end of the episode. I mean, at times you would, maybe, but I don't know. Just the way they went about it was kind of interesting. And
Right. It kind of seemed a bit rushed.
But
Yeah.
maybe the whole point of that was like something in the near future is going to happen to where like just they needed a leader right off the bat, you know, like
Right.
or it could be the other way around, like I was saying that Devin's leadership might get questioned or he might question his own leadership, or yeah, like Blaze might do something to Devin and him being a leader and then not even being there could just get like Ravi and Zoe to realize, okay, like he's the leader, but we're still like strong Power Rangers as well.
Exactly.
Or like we can lead in his absence.
Exactly. All right. So last question before we wrap it up. Who is your favorite Beast Morphers Ranger so far?
I'm gonna have to go with, I mean, obviously, I would want to say Devin, but I'm going to say Ravi. And that's only because for the simple fact of some, for example, whenever his B-Spot, what's the name of his B-Spot?
Crush. Yes, Crush.
So whenever Crush introduces himself, he's like, give me a big hug, blah, blah, blah. And Ravi literally says like, oh, I'm not much of a hug person or I don't do hugs, just like dead ass. And I mean, you know, like that just could be for whatever reason. But we know for a fact that at the beginning of episode 1 that he's in a relationship. And yet that he hides it, it just kind of makes you question all of that. Like what led to that with him and Roxy. And now that like Roxy is asleep and he can't even can't have access to her, if it's he like shutting down, you know, like emotionally.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then with his mom as well, like he's literally working like right hand next to his mom now. So there's gonna be like certain scenes maybe where, I mean, his mom seems pretty serious as well. But I'm
Right.
sure there's gonna be scenes where they're gonna have to like share moments and stuff like that, and it's just gonna like question things at time. Because even then, like whenever they were on the battlefield and like him and Zoe started fighting, just little things like that, it just kind of seems like he has just like a different type of fuse.
Right.
But then at the end of the episode, they obviously all did that group hug. But
That
yeah,
was just like
definitely Ravi.
symbol. Yeah, that's
And
like just basically like a symbol of showing unity.
yeah,
And
oh yeah, for sure.
so I say for me, I say Robbie as well, but I've been on a Zoe hype train for the longest. So Robbie is not just because he's blue. Like I can relate to him. You know, I can relate to him and emotionally like letting down, like not expressing a lot of emotions, but at the time you will have to express those emotions at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
But Robbie just seems pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? The dude with the confidence, the swagger, not too cocky, but he'll be cocky at times. He just seems like that certain guy, you know, and Robbie so far, in my opinion, on the core team is the best ranger to me. But Devin's pretty good too, and so is Zoe. So I just can't wait to see what we get next week with the description I've read for next week's. So yeah, I'm
Definitely.
excited for that. So, but anyways, we're gonna wrap this up. Had fun doing this, and it's 3:49 in the morning.
So if you
Um,
guys end up watching this, thank you for listening. We really tried to push through on this.
exactly. We really tried to push through on this, and we did push through this. Once again, shout out to daylight savings. But anyway, if y'all like this video, leave a like, comment, and also subscribe if you're new to the channel. This is MMPP signing out. Peace.
Good night, y'all.